the things that causes us to act out in a poor way is insecurity. Insecurity. And all of us have some. If you say and think you don't, you're probably not very aware of them, but you have them. Insecurity manifests in a lot of different ways. And so the root of insecurity produces the fruit, a lot of times, of lashing out irrationally when you think somebody has slighted you. Even when they haven't. Even if they haven't, if your mind can contrive it into somehow being disrespected, you will. My mother worked in a sewing factory full of ladies, and every day she came home seething, cussing, spitting nails because she thought some woman that she worked with at the sewing factory had actually intentionally shut the door in her face or bumped into her or didn't come by and pick up her stuff or whatever. Constant thing. Terrible. My mom was a wonderful lady, but she didn't understand everybody wasn't out to get her. All right? Insecurity. For men, a lot of times our insecurities manifest in a lot of different ways. We might overreact if we think somebody disrespected us. Another way for men that insecurity manifests is we brag all the time about our exploits. We're the best. I'm the strongest. I'm the tallest. My dad is better. My job is better. My income's better. Blah, 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 blah. Why? We're compensating for our insecurities. All right? And because we're big, strong men, we think we don't have them. Oh no, we're wearing them, and they're loud and clear. We're just the ones that can't see it. Okay? And so insecurity, the root of insecurity, manifests in a lot of different ways. For women, one of the ways that insecurity manifests is control issues. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go there. No, I don't want. I'm afraid. Don't have anybody. No. That's a lot of times how things manifest for women. Control issues. Do it this way. Don't do it that way. Go here. Don't go there. Okay? And honestly, women, you guys get the tougher end of this deal. Because I'll be honest with you, women are way harder on you than we are as men. I worked in the medical field and as a surgical technician for about 15 years around predominantly mostly female nurses. As time went on, there were more and more male nurses, but I'm telling you, working in a whole OR crew with female nurses, they were brutal. Brutal. Did you see Janine's butt? How they look in those scrubs? Oh my gosh. I wouldn't leave the house if I was like that. Her feet are so big, they're like skis or snowshoes or something. Shirley is dumber than a box of rocks. This is, I mean, am I right? Have you got, anybody worked in, I'm telling you, it's rough. And fashion and all this kind of stuff, I'm telling you, this stuff, women will way worse than dudes. And so men are typically more secure in their physical self, where women have a tendency to be less secure. Women are more extroverted when it comes to sharing their feelings. Men are more introverted when it comes to sharing their feelings. And so, you know, Steve and I don't get together with Pastor Chris and we, you know, say stuff like, so are you hurting? Are you all sad on the inside? We don't do that. Right? We're talking about trucks and tractors and the football game, and where women are be like, they talk about everything, every bodily function, their children's bodily functions, the meal that they had, the food that they're cooking, and you know if they're, you know, cycles and all this kind of stuff, and the guys are like, no, we don't want to hear that stuff. We don't want to talk about feelings. Guys want to talk about guy stuff. It's way different. And so women have a tendency to be much more extroverted when it comes to feelings type things where guys are afraid. This is where guys' insecurity shows up because we don't want to share that. We don't want to be vulnerable a lot of times with other men. This is why it's so important to get together with these guys on Wednesday night for the men's meeting. Because men won't share that unless they know it's secure. And guys, listen to me. If you share your heart and then they hear about it a week or 2 or 3 weeks later because, Sister so-and-so told me that Johnny said such and such about you, and I didn't ever know that. You've just broken the cycle. They're not going to share again. If they hear it come around the bend a month later, they know you're not a safe place to share their feelings, and they're not going to do it. That's how men are wired.